Comedian and podcaster Joe Rogan has announced that he is moving his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, exclusively to Spotify. Now, this is a massive deal for somebody that has, as he discussed last year, around 190 million downloads a month. And that's across YouTube, across Apple Podcasts, across other podcast applications. 190 million downloads altogether a month is crazy. And now to move that to a single platform, you have to imagine it's going to at least somewhat limit the ability for his show to reach that many ears and eyeballs. But I'll get more into my thoughts on this after I read some more details on this here. So from Vox here, the deal which Rogan is announcing today via his Joe Rogan Experience show is the fifth big investment Spotify has made in the podcasting industry over the last couple of years. Unlike other deals, this isn't an acquisition, but a multi-year licensing deal. So Rogan will end up owning his own work and can eventually hop somewhere else. So this is an important point to make. He's not selling his show to Spotify. He's retaining creative control. It's still going to be his normal show. He's not an employee of Spotify. He is simply going to be receiving a lot of money. We'll get into some potential estimates in a minute here. A lot of money to keep his show exclusive to Spotify in both audio and video form. But it may be the most significant podcasting move Spotify has made to date. Unlike previous deals, this one is taking an existing popular show and making it exclusive to Spotify. So Rogan and Spotify are betting that his millions of fans who are used to consuming his show on platforms like YouTube or Apple's podcast app will switch over to Spotify. This has echoes of SiriusXM's move to bring Howard Stern's popular morning show to the satellite radio service in 2004. One big difference: Sirius was a subscription-only service, and Spotify offers a free ad-supported version. So that's an important point to make. You won't have to be a Spotify subscriber to listen or watch the Joe Rogan Experience. As long as you have the application, or I guess you go on the Spotify website and view the podcast there, you'll be able to access it. So this is not just going to be for people that pay Spotify. This is going to be for anybody. But of course, you have to have the Spotify application or go on the site to be able to view it. But also an important point to make that The Verge makes here. Rogan's YouTube channel will remain live, but it won't contain full episodes. There might be clips or other supplementary content which could benefit from YouTube's search algorithm and push people to listen to full episodes on Spotify. So in terms of you being able to access, the full episodes on YouTube, that's gone. So September 1st is when this transition is going to begin to happen. The show will still be available, I believe, till the end of the year. And then sometime near the end of the year or around the beginning of next year, it will become exclusive to Spotify, and all of these old shows, from my understanding, will be taken off of YouTube and other platforms and put exclusively on Spotify. But you will, I guess, be able to still see clips of the show on YouTube that, of course, are going to direct you to go to Spotify to get the rest of the show. But let me get some more here. So Spotify hasn't released the terms of the deal, but it would be reasonable to assume that it's at least in the ballpark of what Spotify paid to acquire Bill Simmons' The Ringer earlier this year. That deal cost Spotify around $190 million. Plus another $50 million or so in employment contracts. The big difference between these agreements is that in Simmons' case, Spotify was buying a full staff but not making their most popular shows exclusive. Here, Spotify is essentially renting Rogan but making sure you have to go to Spotify to get him. So we can only guess at how much money Rogan is making off this, but it's got to be somewhere around that 190 million, somewhere around there. This is crazy. I mean, it's a total win-win for Joe Rogan. He gets to retain full creative control of his show. It's going to be the exact same show that he's always done. And at the same time, he will also be able to, in the sense where when he was on YouTube, there are many shows where he simply can't monetize because of the content of the episodes. When it comes to Spotify, the actual money-making process here is not off of, the show itself, off of the episodes themselves, but off of the fact that he's exclusive to Spotify. So it almost frees him up in a way to be able to talk about whatever and not ever have to think about, what's YouTube going to do about the show or do about the episode, and make a ton of money in the process. Now, of course, the potential downside, as I discussed, is maybe limiting the ability for him to reach a larger audience. When you're on a single platform, it's just natural that not everybody's on that platform, so it's going to limit your ability to reach more people. But that said, it also may have the reverse effect of making him more of an icon, in the sense that now that he's an exclusive, maybe people have more of a reason to check him out and think, oh, why would Spotify sign this big deal if he wasn't someone to pay attention to? So it may actually bring more people into the show that didn't listen to it before. But at this point, that's all speculation. Who knows? All I know is that if you're in Joe Rogan's shoes right now, you are pretty happy about making this kind of money for something as simple as an exclusivity contract where you still retain all creative control.